Okay, we are on Udemy today. Udemy is part of the MOOC movement. MOOCs are massive online open courses. I think I got that right. And they had a promise a long time ago that they would disrupt higher education by democratizing all of these courses online for us and potentially maybe bring down the course of those Harvards or Ivy League schools by putting all the courses online. This obviously has not happened, but what has happened is we have now a lot of online courses for us to improve our skills and learn after work or on the weekends when we want to upskill ourselves. So it is very nice, and I'm excited to do this today, where we are going to walk through here from the homepage until we get to pricing. Bonus, the sales team called me and I recorded it, so we get some sneak peek into what they're doing. And then we're going to have another part where we actually look at completing a course. So in this part, we're going to focus on choice architecture, we're going to focus on pricing, we're going to focus on positioning of this homepage. So let's start there. The first thing about this homepage, it's quite weird, huh? Like, I have never seen a big thing that says login as the main thing, and by the way, without a button. So we're going to assume that the marketing team knows something, that a homepage takeover to log in is based on some data, some hypothesis, and then what we're going to question is how they're doing it. Because if you want me to log in, maybe put a button below the big promo to get me to log in. Yes, there's a button on the upper right here, but I think that would, just a button, another button would do so much. And if I were to do it maybe in an even better way, we would put two buttons. So if you imagine you just had a button there that says login, we should do that. It could say login or explore classes. And in that case, you're giving people, number one, more buttons for people to click. So just bigger real estate. And second, you're having a this or that comparison, which in prior teardowns we've talked about. But if you just have a do this, the implicit thing when you don't do this is no, and you get to ignore it. We would ideally like to focus people on a this or that, and then we forget no. So do you want to do this or that? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I just don't know which one. The analogy is if you have a toddler, you're not going to ask them to put on a coat, you're going to ask them which coat do you want to put on. And so that would be like baseline for something like this. If you're going to do this takeover the landing page, do it well. And also, this promo to log in, it's the only time they really talk to me about it. If you really want to get this people to log in, you'd have more buttons for them to log in throughout their browsing the site, because you may not get them to do it right away, but if it's important, just like any kind of attention intervention, we need to have reminders. So reminders do tend to work because our attention is short, and it's not likely that we don't want to do it, it's just likely that we forgot. And so it could be that I'm going to scroll here, yes, I want to log in, but I've forgotten that was the main call to action. So generally, if we trust this login promo is good, it still needs to be the dial still needs to be turned up. But let's continue. So in general, they have a lot of courses. That is very clear from all of their homepages, from everything they're doing. They have a lot of courses. And honestly, behavioral science gets a bad rap for saying choice is bad, but choice does attract people. It is an appealing thing for us to have lots of choices. And as a company, you want to say, hey, I have the most choices for you. My marketplace is the biggest. If you're a marketplace, that's your job, is to have a lot of things. And so I don't think we can, with a good heart, recommend that they decrease the number of choices. What we want to actually push is to decrease the complexity of the decision to make the choice. And how you do that is actually lots of ways. We'll go over a few. So one, I like the word, which is gradual reassurance, and this came from goodui.org. And gradual reassurance is basically asking me, hey, do you like this? Do you want this? And then they're like, yeah, I do. And it's like, oh, good, we have it. And so it's really a callback to what you just said they wanted. You say, we've got it. And so you can imagine saying, hey, do you want, and then lots of options. Do you want something to improve your design skills, to improve your coding, to improve your, what else do they have? Your data science. They say, I want data science. Oh, we've got it. And so instead of making me kind of navigate myself, you're pushing me with these questions. And we've also found that this type of kind of question asking in the beginning gets people through a flow faster than just, kind of exposing all the options and helping people navigate on their own. So gradual reassurance would be one way to do it. Another way is just general decision heuristics. So if I'm looking at all my courses on data science, they all look pretty similar. If I was actually going to make a decision here, what would I have to do? I'd have to click on each course, read it, and compare it. How complicated? And it's really nice to have these two bestsellers as heuristics here. They're giving me other heuristics to look at, which is price, which is the number of reviews. But honestly, they are pretty similar. And so I'd probably have to literally double click on each of them to figure out which one's right for me. And so you could, and we'd push that there'd be some more heuristics that you could add. If you're not going to give people a quiz, which is another alternative where you ask people lots of questions and then you recommend one or two for them, very nice, but could have too much friction. You could just put best for beginners, or most number of modules, or Airbnb does rare find. new. So these types of heuristics will help us narrow down on our decision making, given that choice in of itself does attract people to a site. Now the hammer is really figuring out what to do about it. Okay, so now we are going to go into picking one. We're gonna buy something, or we're gonna go through the process. So we'll go with, okay, see, these are just all the same Excel courses, am I right? They're trying to sell me pretty quickly here. It could be that, again, just adding kind of buttons like this to push me could work. My sense is people may need to click this link in order to do it. And so on here, you're basically add to cart or buy now. Interesting decision. We will actually go, there was another pricing framing that they did, so we'll try this one. Okay, here we go. So basically, right now they're trying to sell me on two things here. One is to subscribe to their courses. So the current mode of any SaaS business is membership. You don't just want me to pay once, you want me to pay every month. And so they are trying to get me into a membership plan. And they are also trying to say, just buy this course, right? And in theory, it should look like this is a much better deal than the just one course. But the way that they have it framed here, it doesn't really look like that. It's actually quite complicated because you have to understand that this is a membership and that you get access to all these courses. And you have to understand that it's $16.55 a month. And by the way, that's if you sign up for the full year, or $19.99. And so the amount of processing that goes on with this kind of vertical layout is pretty high. So if I were them, I would try a different layout for the page, which is 3 options. Surprise, surprise, 3 options, that's what we're recommending. Would be, one option is this full $19.99, you get 1 course, and the other would be cheaper, just in a lineup vertical, or horizontal, sorry, 16 next to the 19, and the 16 includes all of the courses. Oh my gosh, mind blown. And then the third one would be the, actually we would do the monthly and the annual. If you click here, you're gonna see that they're really, oh, we have to sign in. That's why they wanted me to sign in. Maybe the mystery is revealed, is that maybe this is my hypothesis now, the drop off comes on this page, and if you could just get me to sign in before I get to this conversion flow, let's click here, then maybe I wouldn't drop off at the point of, purchase. So I'm sold that maybe signing in could drive more conversion at the cart. But again, you just would have to add a sign in button in order to make that feel real. Am I right? Okay, we are now signing in. Okay, so when you click here, you basically see you have 2 options, a monthly plan, $29.99, and a yearly access plan. And so if I were them, I would basically kind of create this same lineup, but on the course page, and then have the 1 course here for, for the $19.99. And you could say, look, you could get cheaper, you could get this yearly access. You could just get 1 course, or you could get, all of these courses. And so what that would do is basically make it seem like a pretty good deal to get all of the courses, next to the 1 course. Okay, so that's our pricing. Start subscription, and this is due today 0. Very nice. And for folks who are doing yearly access, it does turn out that you do want to show people what they will be billed yearly for. But this is a sticker shock, and so it is going to be difficult for people to commit to this right away. What I would hope that people could try is more like 3 months, 6 months. Going from a month to a year just seems like a really big commitment. It's likely that potentially you'd get more people to do the 3 months than than you would a year. So even if you had a compromise effect in the middle here of 3 months, maybe that's better for them. Okay, so we will continue here, try to opt out of it. Wonderful. Okay, the other thing that they do very nicely is just show a fair bit of information about the course. For folks who are making this decision, you want to get them excited about what they're going to learn and increase confidence. I think the number 1 thing to do to increase confidence in any of these kind of courses is say, where can I use it? Who accepts it? Who cares? I'm gonna do 9.5 hours of video on demand, and I'm gonna get a certificate that I can show to who? And so the opportunity for all of these courses is to think about the so what. Certificate of completion is kind of like, I compare it to a guarantee, where it's a guaranteed purchase where you feel like you can't really make a mistake. And guarantees do tend to increase conversion because people have a decrease of uncertainty, increase of certainty in their purchase. And so I would love to see more of Udemy publishing, focusing on that part of the business, which is the so what. What we haven't talked about, and we'll go to now, is just like, they don't really care actually about me as an end user trying to buy 1 course. They probably have 5% of their people focused on that. What they really care about is Udemy for Business. Udemy for Business is the HR equivalent of, is their enterprise sales. And so, if we want to actually see how this works, we're going to go through here. We're going to put in a form. By the way, this is kind of an old school form. What we know about forms is just progressive disclosure here, where you're going to actually just ask me a couple things and then say next, and then I'll put my phone number in. So this kind of exposed form field, we talk about this a lot. People don't do things. Company's not that. Wow. Wait, hold on. How did we get to only? I don't have a company of 1 to 99. I was just 1 to 20. And so, the idea of just pushing me through something, if you show me all the fields, I could get overwhelmed and balanced. If you show me just a few fields at a time, now I could be interested. Learning. Spelled that wrong. Okay, still spelled it wrong. Oh my gosh, so much pressure. Okay, so get in touch. So I've done this actually. We said get in touch. And then, so they're going to call me again. Okay, there we go. We're going to put the wrong phone number because they don't call me again. Wonderful. So they did this, and now this is just the funny kind of like sales normalized process that we've come to. You've submitted a demo form, and then you get an email, and the email says, hey, we've received your demo request. We'll be in touch. Now, this is fine. It's enterprise sales, and sales for enterprise stuff does take a while. You have to convince people. You have to give them assets and materials. But there is a percentage of people who just want to buy. And so, by doing this, they've sent me this email and told me we're going to call you. And turns out that 10 minutes later, they did call me. It was one of those pick up and then you have to wait and hear. But I do worry that they're losing people. And then the call that we had sounded like this. Hello?
Hey, is this Kristen?
Yeah, who is this?
Oh, hi. My name is Catherine. I'm calling from Udemy, the e-learning platform. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I noticed that you had requested some information on our website, and so wanted to just give you a call, understand a little bit more about what you are looking for so I can point you in the right direction.
Great. Yeah, I basically have a team of 20, and I'm looking to figure out how to offer them some courses.
Okay. Sounds awesome. And do you have, I know you said a team of 20, and it looks like you're the CEO. So is that a specific team? Is that company-wide? What is that like?
I don't know what you mean. I'm the CEO of a team of 20. We're consultants. So we're a team of 20 consultants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So with that being said, are there specific skills that you're looking for?
Yeah, we want design skills, data skills, mostly business skills like that.
Design, data, business. Okay, awesome. And are you guys currently doing something for training?
Not really, nope.
Nope. What about onboarding, anything like that?
No, we don't have any onboarding program.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so what are you kind of looking for with an e-learning platform?
I just like to give my employees access to some learning.
Okay, sounds good. And are you looking for, and I can tell you how kind of what Udemy is like. I can tell you kind of our different plans, and then you can just let me know which one sounds like would be a good fit for you. So we have Udemy Marketplace, which is where you can purchase individual courses, and that's usually for yourself. So let's say you want to upskill in Excel, or you want to learn about gardening or something like that. You can go on and you can purchase a course. And then we have Udemy Business, which is kind of what we're talking about today. I talked to a ton of CEOs, HR, team leads, etc. And so depending kind of which route you wanted to go, we have our content only model, and that is where your employees would have access to the top 3% of courses from Udemy's marketplace. And then on the other side, we have the enterprise features, and they would have access to, it's still a subscription model, they have access to the top 3%. We're sitting at about 9,000 English courses. And you'd be able to create learning paths. So let's say there's a specific, design course that you'd like them to take, or let's say some sort of communication or soft skills. You can build out a learning path for them, set a due date, track their progress. And so those are kind of our two different business plans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the difference between them is the number of courses and the amount of people I could have on them.
So really the difference is, it's typically the same amount of courses. Really the difference is that our team plan is content only. And then the enterprise plan is where you can create learning paths, and then you have more advanced analytics into, how much time are they spending on there? What are they taking? And then you can, like I said, build up a learning path to really be able to track their progress a little bit more.
Got it. And so I'm evaluating a few other platforms for this. Why is Udemy better than others, or what is your differentiator?
That's a great question. So my role is really to ask these questions to make sure that you could be a good fit and we can be a good fit for you. I'll get you scheduled with a product specialist. They're going to give you a demo, and they're going to be the ones that will really walk you through the platform and show you exactly that. I think Udemy is great. I can tell you why I think Udemy is great, but they'll be able to really tailor a demo to your needs and be able to kind of, show you what the learning paths are like. I can send you over a course list when we hop off so you can kind of take a look at that. But what I can do is I can set you up with someone from Udemy, and they will be able to, like I said, walk you through the platform, really show you all of that, and then talk about the pricing options. How does that sound?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. So what is your availability? Gosh, it's already Thursday. We can look at tomorrow. We have something called U-Days once a month, and it's essentially a day for you where we use Udemy and go on and take courses. So some people kind of have their days taken up. So with that being said, can I check maybe Monday and Tuesday for you?
Sure.
Okay, what does that look like?
Yeah, I'll do you have anything Monday? Let's go with Monday at maybe 9 o'clock a.m.
Okay, and are you Pacific?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And then could I grab just a couple more times just to make sure that we don't have to go back and forth? I don't know who you're working with yet. I'll get you in the system, and it will match you with someone. And just so you remember, how many full-time employees do you guys have?
20.
20. Okay, got it. That's what I got from it, but just wanted to make sure, because that kind of goes with who I'm matching with. Okay, perfect. What about, later in the day on Monday or even Tuesday?
Yeah, let's maybe 1 p.m. on Monday.
Okay.
And then that's kind of all that I have available.
Okay, that's great. I will get you in the system, and do you have anything available Tuesday just in case?
Nope.
Okay, that's okay. I'm going to work for Monday for you. Do you have a timeline as far as when you want to get it implemented?
Yeah, immediately.
Okay, sounds good. And I know that they can get you up and running if you were to go with Enterprise. I know they can get you up and running within 48 hours. With that being said, do you want me to look at tomorrow for you? Is it that immediate, or are you okay with Monday?
Yeah, tomorrow would be better.
Okay, what does tomorrow look like for you?
After 2 p.m. PST.
After 2? Okay. Okay, awesome. I will reach out to them. And my last question before we hop off, do you have a budget in mind? I know you're evaluating other platforms.
Yeah, the highest value for the lowest cost. I think we're willing to pay, but we are not, we're not a large company, so we are looking for a good value.
Okay, yeah, you got it. I will let them know. And you are in San Francisco, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, Street.
Yep.
Amazing. All right, Kristen, do you have any other questions for me?
Nope, that's it. Okay,
perfect. So I'll send you a calendar invite. It will have a Zoom link, so you can join through Zoom. So it'll walk you through the platform. You're welcome to invite anyone else to the meeting. They'll, talk about cost, do all that. I'll also send you over a introduction email that will include the course list, so you can look over that before the meeting, and we will go from there.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Really.
Which is generally that they're delaying the time to sale. So the conversation was like, no, we're not going to try to sell you. We're going to pass you off to somebody else. And by the way, that call is going to be in 4 days. Now, thankfully, when I said, does it have to be Tuesday? She said, okay, let me talk to me about your schedule tomorrow. But in general, sales is really about harnessing someone's motivation and pushing them through. This is the most motivation I will have if I'm coming to the webpage. When your people come to your webpage, they are interested, curious, and somehow motivated to do the thing that you want them to do in that moment. And so by delaying this, we likely lose a percentage of people. And by the way, when you're scheduling somebody for a call, they're going to forget. Some people are going to forget. They're not going to show. So you're, again, decreasing your funnel. So I'd be very curious about, how, obviously this has to work at some level or they wouldn't be doing it. But, what percentage of people are dropping off that funnel that could be saved?